Hey, you want to know how you can help prevent things like this from happening to families when they drop their kids off at school?
Pull her away. Pull her away. Suerte. Suerte, señora. Suelta la niña. 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 Quédate aquí. Quédate aquí. No estoy haciendo nada. No estoy haciendo nada. No estoy haciendo nada.
Fuck every last one of you motherfuckers. Fuck all of y'all. You want to stop ICE from being able to do shit like that to moms and kids? From being able to do shit like this?
Wait, you guys came to the school and to do this?
Do you have a warrant? They haven't asked for a warrant. My name is Jocelyn from Cicero. They don't have a warrant. They didn't ask for one. They forcefully opened the door of the truck. It was locked. It was locked.
Chaotic scene unfolded in the West Loop. This was on Wednesday, where video captured two women being pulled from a small blue SUV by ICE agents. The agents surrounded the SUV right in the school pickup line.
Remember, back in January, Donald Trump did away with a Biden-era policy that forbade ICE from conducting their business at schools, churches, and hospitals. I knew right then that the cruelty of this regime was going to be intense. The fact that so few Americans were outraged at that policy being taken away, I think too many people didn't understand what was going to happen. But now we do. Now we know. Now we know what happens. So what can we do about it? Well, folks in Chicago and now Portland are coming up with solutions. Remember, every time the regime tries something terrible and cruel and illegal, it creates an opportunity for us to develop new tactics, for us to be adaptive and creative, to come up with new ways to combat what they're doing, and to create a severe backlash for them. Every time they try something terrible and awful, we have to make sure it comes back to bite them in the butt, which is why it's so important that we document what's happening, but also that we adapt new tactics to prevent them from succeeding. So here's what they've been doing in Chicago.
School's getting out, and the moms of Rogers Park are standing watch.
3 short blasts on the whistle tells us that ICE is present. 3 long blasts on the whistle tells us that someone is being detained.
You know, what I know is that there are folks in this community who feel safer knowing that we're here, knowing that we're trying to get warnings out when we can. It's giving people at least the realization that they're not alone.
How do you answer people who say this is the enforcement of a valid law?
You know, they used to say that women couldn't vote. That was a valid law. They used to say that one human being could own another, and that was a valid law. They used to say that women couldn't have property, or that if you love somebody whose skin tone was darker than yours, then you couldn't get married. Those are all valid laws. They make it right. It's not right now.
Folks have been forming brigades that show up specifically during the school drop-off and pickup times because ICE has been targeting parents and children at those specific times. Can you just imagine the trauma the children are experiencing? This is something that I keep coming back to over and over. It's just the tremendous amount of trauma that this regime is inflicting on an entire generation of children. Imagine if every day your choice was, do I go to school and risk my mom or dad being abducted? Do I risk me being abducted? Or do I forego my education? We are hearing from teachers in the Portland metro area that their students are afraid to go to school. They are afraid that it will mean that their mom or dad will be snatched up and stuffed into a detention facility. Even if they're here legally, right? Because we see tons and tons of folks who are here with asylum status, who have green cards, who are permanent residents, folks who are here and working through the legal processes to be able to stay here permanently, folks who are United States citizens who are being abducted by ICE on a daily basis. I can't imagine being a little kid and living with that burden every day, that fear every day. And at the same time, trying to have enough capacity to focus on my education. School has got to feel so incredibly unimportant right now to so many children. ICE is stealing childhoods away from so many children. And honestly, it's our job to help those kids feel a little bit safer, to be a little bit safer. Now, here in Oregon, we are a sanctuary state. ICE may not enter a school at all. That's not true in every state. Our teachers here have training on what to do if ICE shows up. They fucking lock the doors and they don't let them in, and they get the superintendent. ICE is not allowed on school property in Oregon. But kids still have to get from their home into the school, and their parents have to be able to drop them off and get back safely or get to work safely. So here's what we're asking folks to do.
Anybody that lives in the Hillsborough or Beaverton area, I need you to listen up because we need all the help that we can get. If you are somebody that is elderly and stays home from work and is looking for something to do first thing in the morning or the afternoon, stay-at-home moms, nurses that get off shift early, we really need help right now getting kids to and from school. You don't have to transport. All you have to do is just literally stand on a corner and be on the lookout for the ice cream men. So the schools in need in Hillsborough are going to be Eastwood Elementary, Moosebury Elementary, and Pointer Middle School. Morning shift starts at 7, it goes to 8. You need to make sure that you have a cell phone with you, that you are able to take videos in case anybody is taken, as well as a whistle to go ahead and notify others in the area that the ice cream men are around.
Earlier today, I got texts from multiple friends who have children in Portland public schools putting out a similar request, both for North Portland and St. John's, and also for Southeast. I know that ICE has been spotted about 3 blocks away from my house. ICE is now being spotted all over the Portland metro area. And I really want to encourage folks, if you do see ICE, please don't just make a random post about it on social media. Call the PERC hotline. If you just post 3 days ago, I saw ICE here, all that does is scare people. We need actionable information. We need to alert PERC, note the date, the location, the intersecting streets, the make, model, and license plate of a car that you saw that you suspect of being an ICE vehicle, the number of agents that got out of it, what they're wearing, what are they doing. If any immigrants are involved and you feel safe, record what's happening, get their information, their phone number, so you can contact their family. Too often we are hearing that people are being taken, their family and their attorneys are not being notified, and ICE moves them around from building to building. So it's very hard. It's very hard for their legal counsel and their family to even find out where they are. They often don't know that their family member has little children leave school having no idea that their parent was taken. They just get home and nobody's there. I know I read this back in February, and every month it becomes more and more real. People told me in February I was being hyperbolic reading from Anne Frank's diary. And since then I have seen this quoted everywhere. I know I was not the only person to be reading it back then, but Anne said, terrible things are happening outside at any time of night and day. Poor helpless people are being dragged out of their homes. Families are being torn apart. Men, women, and children are separated. Children come home from school to find that their parents have disappeared. That is the reality for millions of families in the United States. They live in fear of that scenario. They know somebody that it's happened to, or it has happened to them. The United States in 2025 sounds like the Third Reich. We have to do whatever we can in whatever small ways we possibly can. We have to look out for each other. We have to defend each other. We have to push back. We cannot let this become normalized. We cannot be okay with this happening, and we can't just sit idly by. Any small act of resistance matters. I know it may seem insufficient in the moment, but activities like these, organizing in ways like these, this is extremely important. It's not only showing solidarity with our immigrant neighbors, it's defending all of our rights by refusing to allow the fascists to move the needle, refusing to accept this as a society. I really appreciated how the request was put out, especially for retired folks. We're looking at the tactics that ICE is using down at the facility on McAdam being more and more brutal. And I see more and more older folks asking, what can I do? How can I help out? Yeah, I'm doing activities at home. I'm phone banking. I'm emailing. I'm doing, putting together whistle kits. But what can I do out and about in the community that makes a real difference? What can I do for my neighbors? This is a great idea. Get together your local Indivisible group. Get together your local knitting circle. Get together the gals that you do water aerobics with and commit to doing this. If you're in the Portland metro area and you need whistle kits, reach out to me. I've got them. I've received requests for help for school solidarity brigades in Gresham, Oregon, in the Reynolds School District, particularly around the elementary schools, right? Kids who can't yet drive and their parents are dropping them off. Hillsborough, St. John's, Southeast Portland, David Douglas School District. Please consider whether this might be the way that you help resist fascism. Maybe this is your thing. This is the way that you help take care of your community and fight back against ICE and the brutality of this regime. Let's all help keep these kids safe. Please reach out to me if you need whistles.